Okay, good morning everybody. Today I'm going to show you what is Java concept and how to develop Java and the basic idea of Java and what is the hello world print program from Java and the basic and the first Java code program that's hello world everyone does. And first of all you have to understand what's the basic structure of Java. So when you use and develop Java, so first of all you have to establish an environment for that such kind of process and activity, and just that is the JVM, and JVM means that uh, Java virtual machine. Okay, that I think that is fine. So okay, Java virtual machine. So when you use the Java virtual machine, uh, you can understand that the Java virtual machine contains a lot of things that and you can download some kind of the JRE. Yes, the JRE. The JRE means that stand for is a Java runtime environment. So when we download Java runtime environment, that JVM, the Java virtual machine, will be established in your system. So we can note down there when install JRE and the JVM will be established. Okay, and that's the basic idea. And the JVM, the Java virtual machine, is the most relevant part of your Java programming. And you had to download JRE. So if you don't yes, you don't have to install JRE, but if you're a developer, so you don't very compatible with the JRE, just you have to download the JDK. Right, JDK means that Java development kit, because the JRE is only established the Java virtual machine environment, but not providing such kind of developing options and developing components that such like compiler and Java runtime environments contains that java.exe, and the Java JDK contains the java.exe. So you don't have any kind of accessibility to Java programming development concepts with that Java virtual machine, sorry, Java JRE, and you have to install JDK. Okay, so now I'll show you what's Java JDK, and Java JDK download, and it's provided from Oracle. And yes, that is Java software environment development kit, and 8 and 11 and 12 there's different versions that compatible with IDE. I think that just you don't need IDs at the moment, and you have to understand the basic idea. So I'll explain that how can we execute the Java file and the basic Java programming with the CMD and the command prompt and some kind of the basic methods. Okay, you have to download that. I'll show you the experience of Java development kit 12. So you can download from Java development kit 12 from this site. That's oracle.com. You have to search Java, Google for that, and you have to accept the license agreement and choose your Windows or OS version. And I choose that I'm using Windows, so I choose that Windows x64 bin.exe, and the zip file is also contains that Java C, but you have to extract that before you after you download, and just download this one. And I already downloaded and installed that one, so I don't waste time to explain that. Okay, now I will show you what's the basic concept. And when you establish Java, so I tell you something, and we normally code. Okay, I'll show you I'll show you the basic structure. And we code Java by that kind of things, and that is our code file, a project file. So that should be x.java, that extension should be .java, and that is the file we are coding, and that's the file we are coding in the Java project. So this is I think that you understand, but you better understood about that OOP and object oriented programming. So that is the most compatible programming language for object oriented programming. Is a better example, that's Java. So the x.java file is separately developed, and finally we are combining and joining, linking those files. Actually not the Java files, the class files. I'll show you what's happening there. And the x.java, okay, that Java file is developed by us and coded by us using the Java coding methods and Java programming methods. So okay, and we can do it by a text editor at the moment, not going for a IDE or some kind of advanced technologies. Just I'm using that Sublime text with that Java programming. Okay, basically I'm producing a new file, and at least you have to save that file with, I'll save it in the desktop. Oh yeah, I'll find a new folder there. Okay, new folder, that Java. Okay, the capital Java. Look at that, and that Java file. I'm saving that Java X. What noted there? It's a capital X. No, okay. We had to get attention about that case sensitive terms when we execute those. And just we are normally at the better practice, we don't use Java or class names at the capitalized symbols. So at this moment I'll use the simple x dot Java. Remember that that extension should be Java, not HTML or CSS. So such kind of files like your HTML or web project, that's extension should be Java. So that's the Java. When the Java compiler identifies only Java files, .java files. Okay, now I'm saving that file named x.java. Okay, I'm saving that, and this is the coding interface about that x.java file with the Sublime text editor. Okay, and now hold it, and we are developing that okay, and we are developing that x.java file with some kind of coding software like Sublime to Notepad++, so anything you like. And that Java, after you coded the Java file, and the virtual machine, the JVM can't read those Java files, so we had to do some kind of process, that's internal product process between that JVM and that Java file. So that is called the compiling, and the one who does this process is named as a compiler. Okay, and that is the compiler. So what does this compiler do? Okay, the compiler do such kind of role. Compiler compiles and converts. I'll show you that converts. I'll note that converts according to your understanding, the easiness or and the more clearness of your understanding. So as you'll note, the convert, that compiles means not converts, but actually it's converting your file to a class file. You can understand this later by deeply understanding what is the Java concept. And the compiler, the compiles and converts the x.java to a class file. Okay, and a class file. Okay, and wait, what happened there? Ah yeah, okay. Okay, now the compiler does the thing that compiles and converts x.java files to a class file, and you can understand that what is a class file. I already explained you in the OP concept tutorial, so you have understand what is that. And the compiler compiles the continuous x.java to a class file. Okay, now that class file, okay, I'll show that, and that class file is identified by that Java VM and Java virtual machine. So we can read those class files using java.exe. I'll explain that what is that, and that is the theoretical part, and I'll show you what's the practical part and the coding part of an Java project. Okay, and the class file. Now we can note down that the class file is readable by the JVM using java.exe. Okay, and that's the concept, and I think that you understood about the process till now. We are coding x.java file, and it should be compiled by using a compiler, and that contains into a JDK kit, Java development kit, and it creates a class file. So the class file can be read by that JVM and Java virtual machine using that java.exe. So now when you install the JDK kit, okay, I'll explain that, and the JDK Java development kit and the Java development kit contains both of those, and most suitable for developers, not that suitable for, not most, actually suitable for and the developers who like to develop Java, and that is the concept. And the JDK Java development kit and contains both of those components, that compiler and Java exe. So that is the most suitable one for developers. So if you are a developer, just download JDK, not JRE. JRE only creates that virtual machine and the environment to run the Java on your operating system and the system, not for developers. And now let's see that this is the system side, and the user is not connected here. Now we are user, and we are the one who interact with the computer system, and we are the who programs that Java files and runs that Java environment. So there should be us, the users, and the user, and this is the user. Okay, I'll limit the user. Okay, the user and that user, and now user, that now we have to interact with those Java components to see the results and code Java. Okay, the user, and we can basically, that's not actually what's going on there. That's the basic, actually that's a basic and the structure of the Java. So we can use, I'm sorry, and we can use that such kind of file, take that symbol as, okay, that, okay, I'll use that as the CMD, that command prompt method, and we can run and execute those Java files using CMD. The user can connect to CMD and handle those and control those JVM and Java virtual machine with those JDK kit and all those components. We can control all those components using CMD, that is user and the CMD. We connect to the CMD via CMD. We are using CMD to control those Java applications. And next, now the theoretical part is over. So that is the basic theory of Java file and Java environment, and now I think that you can understand what's happening there. So now I'm going to the practical side. So we are coding a Java file, and I name it as x.java, located in C users property desktop and Java folder, and contains x.java. So when we code Java, there should be a public class, and I'll name it the public class. Okay, the public class. I'll name it that, just like this one, and the public class. What is that? Yeah, X. Okay, public class X. Actually, remember that the Java file and your class file should be the same and equal. Otherwise, your code will not be work. Okay, the X, simple X, and the simple X Java file contains the public class is Java, and that we are continuing. I can't remember actually. Yeah. Okay, and we have to add, now the class file is defined and created, and we have to define the method. The methods are the way of Java programming to call something, or calling methods. We are explaining that it's a calling methods. So the public class X, and we have to call a method that at least there should be a must thing and compulsory thing in that the main method should be there. So we had to code that yes, it's also the public static sort public void static, and your method. What is that? I look at that the main method. You understand that public static void main. That main should be there at the. If you're missing this main method, your whole code will not be work. The main method is a compulsory one. So there's I will show you what's the method, and I copy that. Okay, and I'll explain the public study that should be there is actually a technical and logical meaning of that public static and void. I'll explain that later after I study that. But just now, for just now purpose, and you have to remember and memorize that. Okay, the public static void main method, and the main method is declared there. So what are we declaring that as a string? Okay, first of all we have to understand what is string there. So when in the Java programming, so not such like the Java script. So okay, or otherwise the PHP. So we have to define what are we the variables, what are we declaring, and where variables, where are we creating variables. So we have to enter the type in front of that variable. So as example that you are variable, you are defining a variable x, so equals, okay, var int x. So you have to define that what is the type of that x. So int means integer, so you can only input numbers for that, because that's a very complicated one. And the public static void main string, and that args means that arguments we are calling. But if you like, that's not only args, so you can type this Janitha, so that will be also be, but we have to call that Janitha to call that arg. So I'll use the args. Okay, now are you familiar with those one, the string and those square brackets? So that is familiar. This is called as that array. In your JavaScript you used arrays, so that is also array, and I will show you what that array means and what it does. And still wait there and wait for that, what's that there. And the public static void main string and args. So that is our main method, and the method is declared. So in that method we have to start functions. So now we are looking for the declaration of method, and in that method you can write any function there. So I'm doing the basic and the beginners function that everyone does there, the hello world function. In the JavaScript you use that window dot alert something. No, now we are not using the window dot alert. Now we are using system dot out. Actually the out means that output. System dot out, put out, that actually means the system dot out dot print. Print means that show, the print ln. The ln means the print line. So if you don't use that ln, that all your outputs will be not printed as that line by line, just printed in the same line with mixed output. So if you use the print line, the lines will be printed line by line. I'll show you later. And the print ln and brackets and inverted commas, and this is what is done, hello world. Okay, this is our message to print. So in the Java language, the semicolon is a must. It's a compulsory one in Java. JavaScript is not compulsory, but Java we have to say that our command and method is over. It is compulsory. We have to end our methods and commands. So we have to put that semicolon. There's a must, and this bracket is closed there, and this bracket is closed, so it's completed. Now that should be work. Let's try, and I'm saving that. So it says to x.java file. Look at this, and our message should be hello world, and blah 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 blah. Okay. So now I already told you that's now we have created that x.java file there. Now we have completed that, and we are ticking that. Okay, let's apply with and color. Where should I do? Okay, and we have completed that one. Okay, and now what should we do? The next process, we have to compile this. Okay, now first of all, I would like to say give you a better understanding about that CMD and CMD. What's that CMD? Okay, I'll show you. And CMD is a command prompt. That command prompt, that the meaning is command, giving commands. So we can give commands to our system and the PC to do such kind of things. So we can open commands by press your Windows or and CMD and OK, and your CMD prompt will be established and open. And the default location is C and users and property. That's my username. And you have to now locate where is your Java files is located. I'll show you. And our Java file is located in C users property desktop, and contains Java new folder named a folder named Java, and it contains the Java. So we have to locate for that new folder. So I'll show that CD. The CD means change directory. So change directory means a command. Okay, change directory. First of all, you have to explain that is CMD is a CLI. CLI means command line interface. So command line interface. At one line we have to get the command. So I put to a command there CD, that change directory, and the directory path C and uses and property. So make sure your spellings are correct. So this is also wrong. Property and the desktop and your folder name. So what I use the folder there. What is and this is the capital Java. So the Java and over. Do not try to execute there because the command is the CD, that change directory. So we can't execute process the execution process at that line. Just change your location, press enter, and you see that location is changed to C users property desktop Java. Now we are in that Java folder. Okay, where CDs the Java folder. Okay, now I put the Java folder. That's the Java folder that contains text.java. Okay, now the command prompt. And now I told you that we had to do such kind of process as compiler. Compile. We had to compile that Java files to a class file. Otherwise, the JVM does not recognize and reads Java files, and that JVM body reads class files. And we have to compile it into a class file. So we are using Java compiler. So I'll show you where the Java compiler is located. It is located when you install JDK and the local disk, or otherwise the installation process location. I use the program files and Java and the JDK 12.0.1 and located as bin. Then bin files. Where are they? There. That is your Java compiler file. Java c.exe. That Java C means that Java compiler. So we had to use that Java C file. So then we had to make the path remembered for that CMD to use that Java exe file. So that's the way to remember those paths. There are 3 times of path that's giving in that currently, and the dynamic way is the giving the absolute path in the current process. So there should be another way, and that is the setting the environment variables in your computer system. That is only used in Windows. So I'm using Windows now. I'll show you. And that one. Okay, and there is the advanced system settings. So there are tab names that advanced tab is environment variables options, and there are environment variables. So there is a variable and the value, and I added that path, and these are users paths. So I use the property account. So when we add some kind of variable, so path to that property variable input box, so it will be only for the property account. So other users will not be able to access those. And if you want to make a common and a universal path, so add it on your system variables. So it just that adding on the system variables is actually 100% sure, and completely, but I'm not using that this probable moment. And now I'm using the path. So I already gave the path, gave the path, and the path variable name is a path. So we have to define that's a path, and the path is C program files Java JDK 12.0.1 and bin. The Java C is located in this bin file. So press OK and OK. Okay, then our path is now remembered. So the CMD just now knows the path where that Java C compiler, the Java compiler is located in. So we don't have to adjust this especially and uniquely at that moment, because he knows the path early, and we define that path. So okay, now we have to use this property of Java. So there's, now I open the folder, not that one, okay, that path. So Java file x.java. So we had to compile that Java. So we are in the right directory path Java folder. So we have to define that we are using Java C to compile that. First of all, you had to compile that Java C. What is the Java C? I already told you that Java C is that. Okay, the Java compilers. We have to tell that CMD body to use Java C to compile our file x.java. Okay, that command means use Java C, Java compiler, to compile x.java, and press enter. And now you show that you can identify that x.class file is defined there. Here there's a class file x.class. Okay, now the compiler created the class file there. Okay, and the Java we had to execute the Java C to compile x.java. So x.class file is created by compiling that Java file to a class file using Java C. Okay, now if any error is occurred when the compiling process, that errors will be shown. Those errors will be show down there. What is the error, and if a syntax error or some kind, and there's my code is not error and perfectly working that, and then he didn't tell any errors are there, so we don't have to do that. And the Java, and now we have to execute that class file and view that class file. Okay, we are using that, we are using java.exe. okay, java.exe, but you don't have to declare that .exe. But if it is okay to declare exe, but he knows that exe, and we use java to, and I will show you with Java. Yeah, this is Java file, java.exe, Java executable file, and we use that java.exe to execute and run our Java code. So now that process, that compiling is now already done, and this process is done. Okay, now we can read this class file, but JVM we have to use that where yeah, that we had used that java.exe, and that is, oh, what is that, and we had used that, okay, java.exe, we are using that. Okay, we are using that. Okay, now that's the process left for us, and I'm using CMD and controlling those. Now using CMD, I compiled that class Java file to a class file. Now we can use java.exe to command JVM show our result. Okay, now let's proceed to that. And Java, now you don't have to express that Java file. We are not reading Java files from JavaX, we are reading class files. Okay, because the JVM reads class files, so you have to wait for that x.class. We don't have to express your dot class like that. We can give that command that use Java to show the result and execute or compile, not compile, the execute and show result and run the program named x.class. So we don't have to define the dot class, just enough for the x, because the Java is only executing x, so class file. So we don't have to specifically tell him that is class file when we call Java, so he definitely defaultly know that it's a class file. So we are executing .java. Okay, now it's complicated. Sorry, it's completed, and hello world, my code. Yeah, look at that. hello world is printed there. So that is the basic and the first program of your Java program, that hello world program, that system.println. That system is absolutely a library. No, it's a class contained in the library. I'll show you later what is that class files or library. And the hello world is printed. So you can follow this tutorial and try out your first Java tutorial there, and your Java file is executed and successfully printed this hello world. And this is a complete basic code and basic program of your Java application. Okay, you can try out for your Java using that tutorial and continue and develop and make focused in your mission. Okay, if any doubt there, just comment down and ask from me. You can connect it by Facebook or some kind of social media. And thank you for listening me. Okay, goodbye everybody. Just keep up your mission. Okay.